Hello everyone, welcome on into a LEGO custom video. It's been a while since I posted my last one. I think it's been a couple of years. But yeah, I decided to come back, and I'm not going to promise an upload schedule because I always promise an upload schedule and I never stick to it. But today we have a small lineup of figs. These are my Daredevil customs. I figured with the release of the show and the fact that all of these figures appear in the show, I figured now would be the best time to post a video on them. So without further ado, let's get on into some Daredevil Born Again customs. Okay, so starting us off, we've got the Devil of Hell's Kitchen himself, the man with no fear, Matthew Murdock, aka Daredevil. I wanted to go with the yellow suit because it's one of my favorite suits just because it's more visually striking. I know the red's more iconic to the Devil look, but I've always just loved the yellow because it appears a lot nicer when converting it to a figure, and just in general. It's the same as why I like Batman with a bit of blue. A little bit of color helps make a costume pop. But bring the figure up close, we got a custom head. So the head was originally a CMF Loki head, and I took away some of the details on it and then added in like a split lip and some cuts around the eye. If it will focus. We got some bleeding and some blood splatter and a split nose. I've painted the eyes in white to have sort of like a milky effect in his eyes to represent the blindness. The suit itself is pretty simple. I've got some like battle damage in certain areas. Some basic shoulder pads. I've got his wraps. So that's just made out of electrical tape. It will focus on the figure. Just a bag that he uses to put his billy clubs in. They are just white Harry Potter ones, just Voldemort ones. And yeah, just some basic electrical tape boots. There's a pouch from the Batman utility belts, and a little bit of raised chest armor. And sticking him back down, I'll just get his cap on. And there we go. So, I know I just said cap, but I meant cowl. So this is just using the rubber flash cowl. I sculpted in the eyes and sculpted on a horn. The reason that he has one horn is because when my version of Daredevil was originally in the red suit, he went up against Kingpin in like a big showdown, and Kingpin knocked off one of the horns, and you'll see as we get to the Kingpin fig where that horn went. But yeah, generally just like a simple helmet. I've got the Calendar Man head underneath. I know a lot of people use that for Daredevil customs. I just painted it black so then it suits a bit better with the suit's coloring. And yeah, if I just pop him down, I've also got an attachment that goes along with him. Oh, just lay him down for a sec. These wirings from, I got mine, you can just get them in like any city set really. They're just like handrail wirings, fence wirings. They fit perfectly on the ends of the Harry Potter ones and let you get off some nice like swinging posing, and yeah, just like a nice wire effect for when you go look at him. On my Instagram page, I've got like a proper photo of him displayed with these wrapped around him, like a standard comic look for him jumping off the church. But yeah, that about does it for my Daredevil figure. And now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so next up we got the big man himself, Kingpin. This figure is very simple. It's combining, I didn't do much with this figure. So the body itself is a bootleg from AliExpress. A lot of people have used it. I added some black lining and gold buttons to the suit just to make it stand out a little bit more. The head is also a custom from AliExpress. And the pant, a lot of this is just from AliExpress, like, except for like some of the paint job. The pants, the like puffiness of them, they're from some Jujutsu Kaisen figures. And yeah, I just painted them up in that lavender sort of color that he wears in the comic books. His accessory is a cane that is sporting the severed horn from Daredevil's cowl. He kept it as a trophy after the battle, and he parades it around on the top of his cane as like a show of power to other vigilantes. But yeah, not much to say about this figure, so let's get on into the next one. Okay, so here we've got Muse. He's more of a new player to some people. Like, the show's definitely going to give him a lot of representation, which I'm happy for, because I like these sort of characters in comics, like Professor Pig and stuff like that. But, yeah, if you don't know anything about him, I would recommend going and reading his first appearance, because it is a very fun Daredevil story. And yeah, I've always just loved his design. It's the black and the white, and then like how much the blood stands out on the white. Bringing him in a bit closer, you can see I've got like the blood spiral in the middle of his chest, and it's hard to tell in the lighting, but I've also got his pupils as red in the bleeding eyes as well. In that volume, he takes someone's rib bone, I believe, and carves it into a knife and uses that to try and kill some people. So I thought that would be a really fun accessory to make. I just took like a Lego bone, one of the long staff ones, and I just sanded it down until it was like a crude knife shape. And yeah, paintbrush covered in blood to paint this. Just like a little like Daredevil interpretive art. I've just got it on this little easel that I made. Yeah, just like some blind eyes, and then like just a devil painting. And yeah, he paints with the blood of his victims, which is super edgy, but I like. But yeah, I really love how he turned out. And yep, got 2 figures to go, so let's power on through to the next one. Okay, so here we have Punisher, one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Oh, sorry, in Marvel in general, but John's performance of him is just always going to be the best, even though I do love Punisher Warzone. Yeah, very simple design, just went with like the white gloves, white shoes sort of look from the comics, because it's always been the iconic look for him. I feel like that bit of white always helps bring it out, like not just the white on the chest. He's got a fully custom jacket. I made it with some sandpaper, so it's got like some nice texture gradient on it. And yeah, his chest is sculpted. I sculpted in like some Kevlar sort of jacket. The Batman utility belt. He's got a custom brick arms gun. It's got like a little grenade launcher, and I just painted some like Punisher skulls on it and a bit of white paint, sort of like he would messily paint on his jacket. The head is just a bank robber head from some of the Spider-Man Homecoming sets. The Sam Wilson hairpiece. And yeah, I've also got this custom mask for him, which just slides right on top like that. I really like the looks of Punisher when he's got like a cool like bike helmet on or something like that. Just like adds a lot more power to the character. I don't know, a bit more mystique. But yeah, really happy with how he turned out. Simple one, and he pairs well with Daredevil here. So yeah, happy with them. And let's get on to our final figure, which will be Bullseye. So, I really like this villain. I love all the Daredevil villains. They're all so cool for the small roster. I will be making more villains in the future, like instantly drew a blank. I think his name's Dr. Death. I could be very wrong though, and I could be remembering a DC character. But anyway, so yeah, Bullseye, very simple figure. Using a bootleg, like tactical jacket, has some knives and guns on it. I made like this sort of wrap around his feet and like this waistcoat. He's got his little Bullseye logo there. The helmet is just a Captain America helmet, and I just painted it black and added on like some rough paintwork. Just like a custom, like I think it was a Superman head at some point. Just like the generic stern face. Some shoulder pads, glove tops. He's got a purple jacket underneath. His accessories are some Target painted, like police baton sort of things, and on his back, he's got like a little slot on his back for him to hold like a throwing knife. So, yeah, he's a simple figure. There's a little bit of like soft good work going along, but yeah, I'm happy with how all these guys turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed them as well. And I'll see you in a second for my final thoughts. Yeah, that about does it for my custom Daredevil figures. I'm really happy with how these guys turned out. I think it's a good starting point for Daredevil characters. I'm happy with the first 2 episodes. The first 15 minutes of the first episode was a wild ride and very emotional. And yeah, it was definitely a way to kick off a show for sure. But yeah, I'm happy to see where it goes. I hope that we get a few more characters that weren't talked about showing up. Everybody wants Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man would be cool, but I think it would be cooler to have maybe some confirmation of like Jessica Jones or any of the other Defenders, because I really enjoyed all those shows, and I just want David Tennant to be canonical to the MCU. But anyway, I'm rambling, and this video will not make 15 minutes, so I might as well wrap it up here. But I hope you guys enjoy. I'm not sure when my next post will be, but I'm not going to keep making promises and never following through, so I'll just have to see you in the next one. Good chance it will be anime figures like Jujutsu Kaisen, because I've got a few figures set up for them, but I've also got a few that I want to work on. But those figures are very cool, so hopefully you will enjoy those in the future. But for now, I'll leave you with these guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.